Welcome to our Laugh and Learn, our magic tool talk on black salt. This is part 2. I'm Gerald of TarotStache, joined by Diana, and today we are exploring one of the most trusted protectors in folk and ritual magic. We will look at what black salt is, how to make it your way, when to use it, and how to refresh or release it. There's no single recipe, only the shared intention of keeping your space clear, grounded, and strong. Everybody, please welcome the amazing Diana. Diana, thank you for being here.
Hi. It's always good to see you, and it's always good to sit with you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I am just people are answering the question that I have posed.
Awesome.
Which is, what's the most important ingredient for ritual black salt? I'm TarotStache. For those of you who do not know me, thank you for being here. We know you've got a lot of opportunities to where to spend your time. Thanks for spending some time with us.
That's beautiful.
Yes, the Laugh and Learns, the Magic Tool Talks, are also available as a podcast on my channel. Meaning, if you're listening to YouTube on the go, it can be a podcast. You can listen to us whilst you walk, you shop, you do all sorts of things. So keep that in mind. If you're watching on my channel, please like and subscribe. It's free. If you're watching on Diana's channel, please like and subscribe. It's free. I have in my description, I have all of the links you could possibly want. All of the different ways to contact us for private readings, for all sorts of good stuff. I also have links to the previous Laugh and Learn Magic Tool Talk I did with Angela from Cartomancy Mesquite and Deb from Purple Elephant, Deb H. That's been almost, I think, 2 years ago since we did that.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I remember the 3 blind mice.
There you go. Yes. I have also linked Ms. Tarot D's video in my description. She recently did a show about black salt. I have Ms. Tarot D's permission to link it in the description. I also have Ms. Tarot D's permission to reference some of her content. I did invite her. There's this problem, though. There's this thing called work that gets in the way. I get it. I'm just glad they gave me permission. While you're over there, subscribe to her channel. It's really amazing. Diana, I'm very excited about this. And I was sharing with Diana backstage. I only have 5 type pages of notes.
That's just unbelievable.
Why is that unbelievable?
Well, because normally we're tied, and I only have 2.
Oh. Oh, yes, but you've color-coded yours. I have not.
Oh, yeah, so that I don't miss a single thing. It's all the same color, you know.
I do want to say hello to everyone who has joined us. Thank you for being here. I do want to say hi to Dragorshi. Orshi is here. Orshi is going to be on my channel to talk about the Ink Drop Tarot.
Ooh.
That's going to be fun. I'm also going to be on her channel for the 5 of Pentacles.
Nice.
Tea Garden, Nancy, Akrum's Intuition, Medium Betsy Palmer is here. And so I am also tagging some people's comments. Karen is here. Hello. Barbara is here. Catherine T. Fox with a book. Edward Kenneth has joined us. Anna is here, Plucky Heroine. I am noticing some people actually are having, we can see their full channel names. Did I say hello to Catherine T? If I didn't, hi, Catherine T. So I want to start with some review and resources. Linked below, Laugh and Learn, Magic Tool Talk, Black Salt, really good information. I mean, a lot of information. We covered core definition, safety, how to make it, common uses, disposal, best practices. Really, really good. Ms. Tarot D, her video linked below, gives a lovely Italian kitchen witchy aspect to it. What's delightful, I learned quite a few things from watching her video. Go over and make room for that.
I will, definitely.
It's quite good. There are a lot of videos out there on making black salt, how to use it, etc. Here's a key thing. You get to make yours with what you have around you. Surprise.
Purchase responsibly. It can come from the dollar store.
Oh, purchase responsibly. Know your limits. We're here to share, not to sell. It can come from the dollar store. It can come from your pantry, from your fireplace, from your fire pit, from your yard. So there's what things would you like to say about resources before we move on to the hardcore stuff?
The first thing is I always light a candle for the show, but I didn't light it before we got stuck. Well, my lipstick will not light it.
That would be very special.
Right. Yeah. Talk about red hot. So you know how when you burn a candle, you sometimes get those little nibs?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you use candle shears to cut that off with, put it in your salt. So I was waiting to break it off, and I'm going to throw it into what I use is this copper kettle. It was once my mother's ice bucket.
Oh, very nice.
And it was a wedding gift, so that means it's from the 1940s. So into there it goes, along with other things that I have, and some of that is rose petals. Hot peppers, I grind them up. And I even have some corn silk in there.
Very nice.
There'll be more.
There will be more. It's a smart choice, I think, to actually have a place to be able to hold stuff.
Yes, because when you have that darn little piece that you know if you don't throw it in there now, you're going to lose it. Yeah.
Reuse glass containers. I like glass containers. You can also put stuff in Ziploc or zipper style bags. Not sponsored. Okay.
And
Ritual.
I have
Yes.
Sorry, folks.
Ritual versus culinary black salt.
Ooh.
Ritual black salt is not to be consumed. Let me be very clear. Do not consume ritual black salt. It's not for consumption.
Right.
Culinary, there is Hawaiian black salt. This is Hawaii Kai black salt, which is for culinary uses. So be aware of that. Make sure you understand. If you label it, ritual black salt, not for consumption. Do not put it next to your salt where somebody will accidentally pick it up. So there we go.
Yeah, exactly. You want to talk about culinary to begin with, or do we want to go into the?
Go ahead and talk a little bit about culinary black salt.
Because it is not actually salt as we know it. It is not really a salt. It is a complex that has very strong sulfur compound and minerals. Many other minerals. So it's good for helping to build calcium, just like your Himalayan salt is good for, and Celtic salt. Oh, and Celtic salt comes in a gray as well. And Celtic salt is very pungent in taste, but this Himalayan salt, not Himalayan, sorry. The Kala, what is it called? It has a name, Kala Namak. And that is from Tibet and India, and it's really not. It has that sulfur taste. It smells like sulfur. It tastes like eggs, but that's the beauty of it. As it cooks down, that flavor becomes the finishing touch.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
And it's not right. It's not your normal table salt, so you don't want to just put it on a table.
Oh, no.
And it's usually used as a finishing note. You know how the stew goes, and then you put the last little something and let it just sit on its own without being simmered to it. Yes. That's what you want to do with that. So it's good in stews with fish, red meats, and marsala, if you're into Indian and Pakistani dishes.
Very nice.
Okay.
Thank you for that. So use sparingly, do some research.
Well, it has advantages too.
Yes.
Compared to other salts, in its advantages is it's lower in sodium, and oh no, how did I lose that?
Uh-oh.
Well, it's lower in sodium, but it also has a drawback if you overuse it.
Okay.
It can cause thyroid problems, and it can lead to dental issues.
We don't want that.
Right? No, because you're enamel.
Yes.
And it can create kidney stones, and too much of anything will raise your blood pressure. So even though it's not an actual table salt, it has that salt flavor and property. Now that came off of, for entertainment, but that did come off of a health insurance website.
Did I actually do this? For entertainment purposes only. Do not make decisions based upon what we say. Seek professional assistance. Really. Yeah. We do have a couple of more people who have come in. Alice L. River, Purple Elephant Deb H is here, who was a guest on the first Black Salt. We are doing Black Salt Part 2 because you people who were watching had wanted us to revisit it. I'm like, okay, let's make that happen.
Yep.
Let's move on to this question. What is the most important ingredient in ritual black salt? We have some people who have guessed. We have Pamela said the most ingredient in black salt would be charcoal or black ash. Not quite. Incense ash from Nancy. If I'm gonna do a sip. So if anybody would like to pop theirs in, pop it in caps. What's the most important ingredient in ritual black salt?
Do 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 do.
And
you're Athene.
Well, there you go. I did ask Diana this question. Diana, what was your initial answer?
Salt and dirt.
Okay. And we do have some people who are saying salt. The most important tea garden chicken, Terry got it, as is Janet. intention. That's why all of your recipes can be sparse, they can be very complicated. Pay attention to some of the things that we're talking about. And yes, that was sort of a trick question. I will admit it. I do want to also say the traditional uses are for like modern witchcraft and Wicca use black salt for warding and banishing. Hoodoo and related root work feature protective salt formulas. European and Mediterranean folklore place salt at thresholds and windows. Shinto practice uses purifying salt piles. This is not something exclusive to pagans or witches, anything like that. Here's so household charms that mix hearth ash and salt appear in early modern sources. The modern term of black salt for a witch's blend becomes common in the 20th century occult writing. So pay attention to that.
And remember, if you dump a salt shaker, now this practice has been going on for a million years, probably throw it over your shoulder. Why? Watch your back.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are correct. So, common ingredients. What are some of the common ingredients? One of the things that I will say about the common ingredients or any ingredients is you want to make sure to use the most ethically sourced and the most natural and untreated material that you can get. It just makes for a clearer and purer formula. Has my computer gone down? Why? We have this from Medium Betsy Palmer. What do you think about me adding some salt instead of dirt?
Sand.
Sand, yes. Sand instead of dirt. I think that's perfect.
Exactly. What is sand? It's ground up stone.
Mm-hmm. That's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Common ingredients. Let's talk about intent is really important. We will talk about that a little bit later. Salt. What kind of salt would one use?
This is my favorite, is to use kosher salt. You notice it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be the least expensive on the shelf, the Kroger brand. Great for pickling. But what I like about this is not only that it's coarse, but it already comes with a blessing because it's kosher.
Very nice. Ooh, I didn't realize. That's good.
Right?
That's good.
And then good old iodinized salt. Because sometimes you have to do the whole entire perimeter of a house. Right? And it doesn't have to say Morton. It can be the dollar store variety.
Yes.
Because you're going to use 6 or 7 of them or more, depending on the size of the grounds around the house, the foundation.
Yes. One of the things Ms. Tarot D talks about, because I know you're all going to go over there and watch her video, because you need to make sure you do that. That I'm going to pop this into the comments. It's right there. One of the important things is you can collect materials over days, months, keep piles of your ashes sorted by purpose. This is where a marker and documentation are extremely helpful. Making sure you are noting how you have gathered that. Okay, so salt. Sea salt or kosher salt or coarse grain Ms. Tarot D uses. I use, Ms. Tarot D does not particularly like the Himalayan sea salt because it's pink. It's a little too welcoming.
Oh, that's a good, never thought of that.
I didn't either. So Ms. Tarot D, thank you for that.
So maybe for when you're doing a blessing, a new moon blessing, you might want to add that.
Mm-hmm. You could also use Epsom salt.
Ooh, the things that can do.
Oh, yes, the things that it can do. Janet DC said, I just used plain iodized salt when I had a recent visitor, and it worked immediately.
Okay.
Intention. Pamela is back. I apparently am moving. So this is delightful. Also the idea of ingredients. So we've talked about salt. Great. What other ingredients might one use?
All kinds of spices out of your kitchen cupboard.
Like what things? Like,
well, I would use garlic.
Tell us why you'd use garlic. I've never heard that before.
Okay. Garlic has a lot of great flavors, but garlic is also, it may be a whole movie prop. However, when we think of it as keeping things away, you can use lavender to keep things away because it will keep scorpions away. Okay. Why not use garlic to keep away the vampires, just like in the movies? Because so many of us grew up thinking that that was the truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and since there is that modicum of belief in it, it is like, are you attracted to this? Squish you like a bug.
There you go.
I don't squish bugs. So. But I just believe that it would ward off because it does keep certain bugs away.
I think you are correct. I would also say, would you use fresh garlic or would you use ground garlic and dried?
Now, I would use ground and dried.
Yes. Think about it this way. The black salt that you are making it needs to be dry, or it's best when it's dry so it can store for a longer period of time. I was like going, okay, things that I will add to my black salt. I will add cayenne pepper. Mm-hmm. Cayenne pepper adds a little bit of oomph and a bit of heat. It also makes things go very, very quickly. Mm-hmm. I will add cinnamon. Cinnamon is one of my favorites for heating things up. If you have it ground, make sure you get a good quality. If you have the cinnamon sticks, make sure that those are also of a good quality. I will use black pepper.
Sneeze their way away.
Yes. I am curious, for those of you who are watching, what are some of your common ingredients?
So I use rose petals.
Okay.
But they don't always go into the salt. They sometimes go around the interior of the salt to keep the angelic inside.
Okay.
In those same portals that the energy vampires could show up. Mm-hmm. But even at that, you know, how many rose petals do you get a year? Oh, it depends on how many send me my birthday flowers, right? So I break them up into small pieces, mm-hmm. which is what I was sitting here doing. Yeah. And then another good thing for grinding is our good old-fashioned kitchen mortar and pestle, right?
Oh, definitely. You need a good mortar and pestle. If you don't have one of those, if you have a coffee grinder that is set for just using herbs, that is a very good thing to grind stuff in. Do so responsibly. Mm-hmm. If you, Ms. Tarot D, I think the quote is you could use, let's see if I can, Uh, um, let's see. If you, oh, I can't find it. But basically, if our ancestors had a food processor, they would have used it to make black salt.
The times they are a changing.
Yes. I also use black salt, or for black salt, I use fire ashes.
Yeah.
Things that have I have this labeled for what it was when I gathered it. This is a very important thing. Gather it responsibly, making sure it's cold.
And it's okay to hoard a little bit if you know it's the end of the season and you're not going to have another bonfire. But then your hearth, if you have an in-home fire, you have your hearth.
Yes. Nancy, A Crone's Intuition, talked about ash from incense. I have a whole big jar that I'm filling with incense. This is specifically for my protection incense that I work with.
Very good.
I know all of this is usually frankincense and myrrh ashes. That also, yeah, it's good. That also being said, I do have my cauldron where I regularly do my magic workings. I burn bay leaves. These go in here. I'm also burning various pieces of paper, setting intentions. So
what I have here is I don't always dispose of what's left over. You know, one of the things that we wanted to talk about is what do you do with that? So what I do in here is at the end of Yule, as we're going into the new year, I take what's left over of the prior year's ashes.
Oh, yes.
And I put that in here and I write myself a note. You can see the brown ribbon here.
Mm-hmm.
When I open this, which is right now in front of y'all, I'm going to save the wax that I sealed this with, right?
Okay.
So this might not go as easily as I thought, and it's not. But just because I am going to scrape the wax off of this. Can you see me? There we go. I'm going to scrape the wax off. I'll break that seal that's around the crown of it itself. Thank you. And see, I keep wanting to go that way because my camera's reversed here. So just scrape it off the best you can. Once you get into the chunky parts, it usually starts moving. Anywhere that I have burned witchy drippy candles, I will break the wax at the end of the year.
So you are using the wax to help you with that.
Yes, I am, because even though I have my honeybees, this is about community and working for the community. So the wax is going to go in here because this was used for spell work to protect the community, right?
I love that.
And so I get as much of that off as I can, and it will eventually go into the mortar and pestle and get ground up with stuff out of my cauldron, which I had forgotten, stuff out of the cauldron and stuff out of the fire pit, which I had forgotten to go outside and get. So those are things. Now that note that I had put there in for myself, I combined the two endings and beginnings of this one year, right?
This is I also part of I will oftentimes give black salt as a gift. I encourage people they can use it as a starter, sort of like friendship bread, where you get a bit. So it's like,
exactly,
here you go. Here's what you would add to it.
Yes, exactly.
So keep that energy moving forward.
This is my sourdough for you. So tonight, this is traditionally we call this Devil's Night, right? I'm not going to go soak windows. I'm going to
Aw.
scrape the wax and get that jar opened. Tomorrow night during Samhain, I'm going to take that letter and burn it.
There you go.
And that will go into the New Year's Eve jar that I will make
Very
with
nice.
some of the leftovers and a little bit of the new stuff for the sourdough starter and a new letter.
Oh, I like that.
And then seal it up for a year.
I like that. More people have arrived. Thank you, Leah, Kim B.
Leah.
Rossi's joined us. I also think one of the other things, you can use any herb, any dried herb that is associated for you with protection. For me, bay leaves are a core function. When I first talked with Deb and Angela, there was also talk about sage, rosemary, nettle, comfrey. There's cayenne and black pepper. You can also, bye, Betsy. You can also, whilst you're mixing these things, you can mix with intention. You can mix things counterclockwise to do a banishing direction, or clockwise for a gathering.
Yeah.
So that's one of the great things with that.
So I also have my little old bag of witchy shit. But in here, I also have things that don't normally just shove in a jar. I want to be selective of. So, and actually Angela sent me these
Nice.
charms that I use, put back. I have, oh, what's in this one? This is, little tiny juniper corns, right?
Oh, very nice.
Right, little itty bitty ones. You might need acorns of any sort from any tree. And then one of my favorite things, thank you, Angela, this also she sent me, are, where'd it go? Where'd they go? Oh, here they are.
Other direction. There you go.
Blackthorn needles.
Very nice.
And those are very sharp and very pointy. And I don't have a limited source. I can get more, but postage keeps going up. So what I normally do is break them.
Okay.
I can't, or take nail clippers because they're not easy to break. It doesn't. This is also like said to have been used for the crown of thorns.
Okay. There we go.
Right.
Yes.
So in this bag, I might. In fact, I've used charms from knot tying. And,
yes.
Right. I use holy cards where I need extra protection. Sometimes I cut them up. Sometimes I just let them sit whole. And just all kinds of charms, little broken turquoise, and
What's a really important thing to remember is with the common ingredients, they need to mean something to you. They do need to have some connection. I think those are really key things. You can also use charcoal to help make it black.
Yeah.
Charcoal would work very nicely. You could scrape this in, blend it in to help if you want your black salt to be black.
You just reminded me that in the culinary department, that the black salt that comes out of India is actually a reddish brown. So don't be shocked if you order that one and it's not black.
Yes.
It's just a different color.
Yes. That being said, I want to share with people, my black salt is not really black. It's a dark gray. You can see that I made this black salt during Letha of 2020 on a new moon. It has got, Palo Santo is delightful. Palo Santo ashes.
Yeah.
Frankincense. Then I have, I also added a bit of thieves oil.
Oh,
A
oil.
bit, yeah. A little bit of moisture, things that go in are okay. You just don't want to do too much.
Another thing, you're going to have a circle when you're doing this. Your
You
ingredients
want
and
protection.
you
Yes.
and anybody with you, right?
Yes.
So this is where I use, my hands smell so good from fussing with that stuff. Anyways, I take moon water
Oh, I
and
see.
paint a circle with the moon water.
Very nice. You can use things, some ash or rust from iron filings. Be careful with that. Iron filings, if you have pets, if they they fall on the floor, they could cause damage. They could be a bit harmful. Use responsibly, please. So please keep that in mind. One of the things that Ms. Tarot D adds is ground eggshells,
Yes.
similar to cascarilla or cascarilla. And so that's a very, very protective energy, especially in Santeria and other types of working. So I would, if you are doing that, encourage you to save your eggshells, clean them before you let them dry out.
Yes. And it's not just, you can take all of these ingredients and put them in amulets and talismans.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
And make them wearable in your medicine bag,
Yes. Let's talk about that. How do you use it? How do you use it? Now, what often is time is excuse me, what's often the base is to create a boundary, especially on thresholds or windows, to keep things out, to banish them, to protect anything from entering that is not invited.
And that brings me to, remember when we talked about thyme and sage and hanging these things at the doorway? So now is the time that I will take those dried up ones down, crush them up, and put them in the sand.
Exactly. Angela, Deb, and I talked about it's a great for banishing or breaking harmful energy and hexes.
Yeah.
It can also can create a containment field during spell or healing work. When you need to keep a safe space, you can create that.
To help kind of make it stick, especially if you're outside, that's where the moon water can come in handy, because it will congeal these things with the salt that's in it.
Yes. Ms. Tarot D does add red pepper because it adds speed and bite. I am a big fan of red pepper. I think the red pepper is too slow. That's why I do cayenne. I'm like, do this really, really quickly.
So there's a lot of herbs that we don't use in our kitchen. Things like Johnny Jump Up, which is a stimulant for your bowels.
You're Johnny.
Yes, you're Johnny. And not to be confused with the flower Johnny Jump Up. It's I think I used the wrong name, but anyway, it is an herb that is used in spell work. There was once a website, and it's no longer available, which just saddens me. It was called it was a witch website, and this woman dealt with herbs of all kinds, from
Sure.
deer's tongue to, I mean, things that you can't find even in the woods around you. You have
Yeah.
to, yes, and it was fantastic. It was a phenomenal sight. Wild witchcraft. I can't remember. I've got so much of it around. I've used it in my conversion journals
That's
and stuff.
great. That's great.
Anyways, if you can find a website that offers things that we don't normally purchase at the grocery store to put in our cupboards, go for it, because
Yes.
those definitely will enhance your work.
Now we're talking about black salt for protection.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually use black salt to create and attract. It is part of the lovely workings that could be. You could
Mm-hmm.
actually use it for prosperity. As Ms. Tarot D said in her video, make sure your ingredients are collected with intention.
Yeah.
You know the intention held for gathering those things is what you're putting in. Clearly label everything.
So, right. So, what a starter batch that you keep going, like with the coarse salt or whichever salt you prefer to use, and your ashes. That is your basic foundational recipe. And then that can grow into whatever else you need to add to it to turn it into a protection spell, a banishing spell, a creative spell, whatever.
I think what's really important is the intention that you have, which is the most important ingredient, is very clear. Write it down, put it in your journal, put a date on it, note the moon phase, note the sign the moon phase is in.
Always.
So these are really important. There's beauty in the idea of if you're banishing, make sure you work with that intent throughout. So how else do we use it?
I put in the 4 directions around, especially right now, because I have it established, but it hasn't begun to be built, which is my outdoor medicine wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have my center and I have the 4 corners. And so I will go out there and I will put it in the 4 corners.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will put it in the cross corners.
Yes.
The top. And then do a circle.
Yes. That's really great. If you're working with setting boundaries, protecting your property, you can dig a hole. You can put some railroad spikes in there. You can do all sorts of things. Add a little bit of black salt to help oomph that. One word of warning: do not use too much black salt or too much salt on the earth.
Yeah.
It can damage the earth. You don't want that to happen.
Yeah. And kill your grass.
Yes. So be very careful with that.
Yeah. So the moon that you choose to do it under also is important. Right?
Say more about that. You are correct.
Okay. So if we do it in a new moon, this is more about the banishing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get rid of something. We want to get rid of an old habit. It doesn't have to be somebody sucking your energy. It can be the way you sabotage yourself. So you want to do those kind of spells under the new moon or an early waxing moon. By waxing, I mean it's getting bigger. Like right now,
Correct.
we have a half moon that is, because it's a super moon, it's already so bright at night with just the half moon.
Mm-hmm.
And then with a full moon, it also is fortifying. So it's not just for your creative skills, but it's fortifying what you already have. This or something better. For health, for finances, for love interests, for whatever it is you need to draw in for yourself.
Correct. I like that. If you can time your magic workings to natural phenomena that supports it, great. You do not have to wait for that. You can make black salt for banishing any freaking time you want. Your intention needs to be very clear.
And you know, another thing, let's say you've already made coffee grounds. You've had your coffee grounds are still sitting in whatever, and they're dry. Well, they're already used up. You want to get rid of something, take the things that are already used up to help you use
Yes.
that in with the intent of getting rid of something. So nettle out of my old tea bags. Or any,
Okay.
even if it's, you know, constant comment that's got all of those spices in it.
That's beautiful.
Right.
That's beautiful. If Ms. Tarot D in her show talks about how her ancestors were making this as well, there's an important timing with that. You are paying attention, Diana, this time of the year you're making it at the beginning of the year. Pick a time of the year that works for you to make it. And especially when you're clearing things out.
Right. And if you have your starter batch, which has now grown to so many gallon jugs, right? I mean, keep a gallon jug. If you get apple cider in one of those plastic jugs or milk or whatever, keep one of those and put your foundation in that, because you could collect that stuff all year long, right? Yes. And then you've got a good batch that you can start.
Absolutely. What's a really nice thing to think about with black salt, salt preserves and purifies. If you are using ash, it absorbs and neutralizes. The blend grounds and seals. What you're doing when you're adding your spices, your seasonings, your dried things that have helped you, those are things that blend well together and just turn up the volume on it.
Yeah.
I love that. The idea of using iron shavings, cast iron skillets, cauldrons, those are things. Iron is good too for protection. Again, use so responsibly.
Right. And it will go back to the earth, and the earth is depleted of so many of those minerals on the upper layers.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. I'm watching the chat to see if there are any questions. And I'm glad everybody is here. Thank you for being here. Watch the playback. Go over and watch Ms. Tarot D's. After the show, I'm going to post Ms. Tarot D's video with her permission on my community post so you can go watch it. It's not a really long thing. It's just very informative. One of the things that's really important is while you're making it, you have to have a good mindset.
Yes.
While you're mixing it, you mix it with intention.
Yeah.
We're not telling you, well, you need to use a cup of this, a cup of that, 2 teaspoons of this, eye of newt, whatever. No, this is follow your intuition when you're making it. A lot of times when I'm making it, I'll be using, I have an herb coffee grinder that I use, and I'm putting, I'm grinding stuff, I'm putting it in. Then suddenly I will get a flash. Oh, I could use this. Sure enough, I go find it and add it because that's what this particular batch needs.
And that dust that's left in those electric things, that always comes in handy too.
Speaking of dust, if you need to wear a mask, keep yourself and those around you safe. Keep the pets safe. You may have very, very curious pets looking at this.
The thing,
be
I
careful.
have those lamb's wool things on a long stick so I can get the cobwebs. I take the cobwebs off of there and throw them in.
How interesting. Okay.
Feathers that Groucho has plucked out, the little tiny ones, I put them in there.
I love that.
Now, junk around the house.
It's cleaning up.
I
We had
use,
also,
yeah, I use it on ley lines. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no, this is good. This is good. Ley lines are very important to keep those clear.
Right. Not and to help you move them. Let's
Oh,
say it's running through the middle of your bedroom and you don't want it there, or it, it's interfering with the television, whatever. You need to coax that line off in another direction. So you can do that. You can vacuum it up, but you can do that to help coax the line where you want it to go.
yes. I also want to say, pay attention to, like when and why to make it. Pay attention to the seasons. We are coming up on Samhain, honoring our ancestors. It's the final harvest. It's when we're really getting ready for the cold time of the year. Yule could also be a good thing for a time to do it, because we are in the darker part of the year.
Yeah.
Make it especially dark for that. If you wanted to do something to help you clean and really intentionally clean, perhaps do it at the spring equinox, and Ostara. Pay attention. The idea of spring cleaning, notice that.
Mm-hmm.
Notice that and lean into that. Okay, so we've talked about the when and how to use it. We mentioned that. Here's something to remember. If you've placed it over your thresholds, if you placed it in your doorways, refresh that. When you notice that it's moved or you're cleaning, go ahead and reset it. Occasionally you need to reset it, kids. I think that's a really important thing to not forget.
Especially like I blow cinnamon in the door for the new moon and the full moon. I blow it in the front door and out the back door, things I want to get rid of. Okay. And that cinnamon in the front door, since it gets renewed every month, twice, what I forget to do is the back door.
Oh, okay.
Right. And so using some black salt out the back door to get rid of and to banish anything that's already walked through this house, especially tonight and tomorrow night. Well, up until November 3rd, because for me, Samhain lasts, forever. My mother's birthday is November 3rd.
So's mine.
Yeah, I know.
Timmy is here. Shrek is like, holy Hogwarts classes. Why, yes. Roman is here, riding a metro bus now, received a black salt gift from Ms. Tarot D. We'll check out your tips on replay when I get home. Need to clean the apartment first. I've been down and out for 2 weeks recovering. I'm glad you're recovering.
Yes, Ramon.
And Barbara's is November 6th. Also, how do you use it? Now, you can put a pinch in your shoes.
Yeah.
For protection while you're walking. Feel free to take a nice little pouch, put it in your car.
Under the driver's seat.
Under the driver's seat. I put a lot of stuff underneath the mats.
Another thing that is enhancing for under the driver's seat or any of the seats in your car. Take sigils of your choice or your power planet.
Very nice.
Right? And then you draw that symbol. Then you sprinkle a little salt on that. Make sure you're using paper. And then drip wax, candle wax, onto that to seal it there.
Yes. For those of you who do have black salt, how do you use it? I'd like to gather things for that.
Yeah.
So I love that idea of putting your sigil on a piece of paper, adding a touch of black salt, folding it carefully, folding it with intention, sealing it. That's really quite good. So pouch, shoe, sigil, renew it as needed. And when we say renew, we basically mean add some salt, add some ash, add some intention, spruce it up. And there you go.
Yeah.
Kim B said, I've sprinkled black salt outside the frame of my house.
Good.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I like that. Okay, so this is incredible.
Even, even putting it in the feng shui corners of your room,
Mhm.
of a house.
We're talking also, I just mentioned the renewal, and let's talk about some respectful disposal.
Okay.
By the way, Tom has said, I use black salt under my bed to protect my dream journeys and returns.
Fabulous.
Very smart. I appreciate that. How would you dispose of black salt?
My favorite way is in a fire.
Say a little bit more about that.
Whether it's outside in the burn pit or in my cauldron, or just to create a flash, because sometimes that salt will do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spark of wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
So I like to, that's my favorite way.
That's fun. A little bit of flash. Do you like it?
Yeah, a little bit. But see, I don't dispose of it that much because it seems to vanish itself with a spell work. And at the end of the year, whatever's left is now the starter batch for the next year.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I seem to not need to dispose of it. Keep in mind, anytime you're doing magical workings, the appropriate disposal should match the intent of your working. You could put
Good.
You could, let's say, Diana has talked about, you've created a sigil on paper, you've put a pinch of black salt in there, you folded it over, you've sealed it. Once that working has come to an end, you could very easily recycle that. You could compost it.
Oh,
composting transmutes it. I'm not a compost expert. A little bit of salt would probably be okay. Remember, you're adding a whole bunch of herbs and ash to it.
Something that I didn't think of is I always use beeswax candles, so I know that they are biodegradable in the water, and that fish can eat it without any harm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the paper I use is also biodegradable, chemical free. So
very nice.
I will throw that into the lake that I like to walk at. This hidden little cove where the what do they call them, carpies, are having a gay old time.
Water is a really good cleanser, and oftentimes will be a good way to be a respectful disposal. Oftentimes I will flush it, especially if it was used for working where I needed to remove something.
Okay.
I want to flush it down the toilet.
Okay.
Running water is very, very helpful. Seawater, if you're by the water, releasing it can be extremely helpful with the water. Okay, now we've got our last little thing here. I personally am a big fan of giving gifts of black salt for house blessing, housewarming parties. It is when you are I gifted some for friends who were home from recovery. I wanted to give them black salt. I gave black salt to coven mates, especially when I used a the fire ashes from a particular ritual that was important.
Nice. I love that. That's beautiful.
So pay attention to these things. I am a big fan of giving it away, especially now. Ms. Tarot D, I'm not going to give away all of her tips. I will say Ms. Tarot D actually does a sample blessing, or gives you a sample blessing. She will speak it as she creates the black salt. She will also write it down and give it to the people so that they can do that.
Great leaping off spot.
Mm-hmm.
Because not everybody knows, right?
Yes.
With a stick of Palo Santo or some other, with a stick of Palo Santo or some other smudge.
Palo Santo, some other incense.
Holy water, moon water.
Ms. Tarot D also makes Florida water, which could be a very lovely gift as well. Vanessa is here.
Hi, Vanessa.
And says, one way I use black salt is to use it to wash my hands with when I've had to shake a few people's hands.
Ooh.
Very smart. Tom mixes his with liquid soap and flushes.
Ooh.
And Pamela says, I only have 2 salt blends from Kelly Fitzgerald, and I use just a tint bit on my altar. I like that.
Yeah.
Timmy has said, I've been thinking about rituals like using black salt for protection. Is it accurate to say that rituals like this set intentional manifestations? Yes.
Absolutely. Particularly when you start it on a...
Go ahead.
On a full moon, because now we want to have all of that abundance.
I also think, both moons all the moons are powerful. You could set it on a full moon as a way of releasing things that have gotten you to where you have been, and it's time for you to let that go, because the moon is getting smaller. It's waning. And then on a new moon, set the intention of what you want to draw into your life as the moon grows.
And it is just that, it's intention. So it doesn't matter which phase of the moon it is, just that you're paying attention to where you placed it.
Absolutely.
Because as an astrologer, that moon is 9 months of a moon is a human gestation period. So we keep track of a lot of things, and you can keep track of a 28-day cycle or a 9-month cycle or a 36-month cycle. It's, how long does it take? It takes as long as it takes.
It takes as long as it takes. If you were to gift it, I am a big fan of using a glass jar of some sort, something like this, something like this, something like this. I'm also a big fan of making sure that you write on it. You also stick something on it so people know what it is. I write ritual black salt.
Not for consumption.
Not for consumption. That's a really, really powerful thing. You can use plastic bags if needed. That might travel better if you're mailing something. But I do think the idea of, black salt, other things could be really good for ceremonial beginnings, like New Year's, birthdays, anniversaries are really, really powerful.
And back to purifying tools with it. So I'm going to anoint a tool or a candle. And while the oil or whatever I've used, if I've used an herb or spice or something and rolled it in that, then the black salt would be around it while it absorbs, especially if I do it outside for a moon ritual.
Mhm.
Keep the coyotes off of it.
There you go. That is a lot of information. I do want to encourage everybody to follow the links to the Magic Tool Talk Laugh and Learn Black Salt from a couple of years ago with Angela Cardabancy Mesquite and Purple Elephant Deb H. Also look at the Ms. Tarot D's video, which is linked below. Yes, Diana, what were you going to say?
I just can't believe that it's already after 3 o'clock.
I know it's been great, and people have been adding lots of good information.
Awesome.
I appreciate that. I am going to do a quick review of my notes.
Yeah, that's what I was just doing too.
Black salt is not, ritual black salt is not consumable.
Right.
It's great for protection, warding, and boundary setting. Refresh it when you need it. Best practice: speak or write intentions, document the results so future batches will improve. Y'all got a book of shadows, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Y'all got a journal that you're writing this stuff in, right?
Right.
And again, it's beautiful knowing a lot of different paths have some sort of black salt, something that does some protection.
And in that planning ahead, remember that base that you have for whatever you need it for is going to be sitting and picking up energies. So charge it once a month. Shake it, move it around, and charge it with crystals, with the moon, even with the sun. There's nothing in it that the sun is going to deteriorate.
True. Add a lot of charcoal if you want it. Timmy, I cannot support you with that. Do not eat it. Intention is really key.
Yeah. Big. Yeah. And all of these, all spell work is that. You can't wait for the full moon. You need to do it today. Well, then do it today.
Mm-hmm. I like that. Diana, thank you for being here.
Gerald, thank you for inviting me. And thank you for having me come back over and over.
Well, of course. I do want to appreciate everyone who has been here. Yeah. It's great to have you here. This video is available as a podcast. If you watch the playback, please let us know your favorite recipes, your favorite additions to black salt, how you use it. Did we miss something?
Yes, and let us know where your successes are.
Yes.
No, and no success is too small. Understand that.
Oh, my goodness. A success is a success.
That's right.
So thank you for joining us for Laugh and Learn Magic Tool Talk. If today's conversation helped you see black salt in a new light, give this video a like and a share it with someone starting their own practice. Stay protected, stay curious, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye.